Hey everyone, how are we doing? Standing up again, getting that bounce on. I'm going to talk about humility in this video and why I label it the most important attribute you can have when getting started in self-improvement. Yeah, this is directly aimed at newbies, guys who want to get started working towards their goals but have never really done it in like a self-improvement context before or taken themselves seriously and chased a goal. A long time ago, September last year, I went on Kill Your Inner Losers podcast, and on it he did ask me what's the biggest piece of advice you'd give to new people who rock up onto the site and want to start chasing like girl goals, gym goals, financial goals, any goal. And I said it was be humble, which is incredibly cliche advice, but it's the correct advice. And I believe Dashed Hopes, who goes as Tristan Leo, he has a YouTube channel, said the same thing in his interview. And I went over why humility is what I see as lacking in the newbies that rock up and don't have any success, don't make any headway. It's more a case of what do I see commonality there? What do I see commonly amongst the newbies that make it versus the newbies that don't? And it's pretty much always humility. My argument is you need to put your entire ego to the side and trust the guys ahead of you, the guys that you're seeking advice from, that they have, because they've been down the path, that they do know what they're talking about and that the advice they're giving is advice you should follow. There's going to be a lot of voices in a newbie's head telling them with like a degree of rationality that all the advice they're being given shouldn't be followed, and you need to fight that. Like I basically said, you should show up and follow Andy's advice like a robot for the first few months, because you're not even going to know what you should be changing at that point. Like if you take his Tinder guide and you start doing the things he says, and you're like, oh, I'm going to change this and change this and change this, you might have changed something absolutely fundamental, and then you're not going to get any results. And when we ask you, and often we'll ask guys, like, what are you doing? Why are you not getting, what are you sending them in the template message? Sorry, what are you sending them in messages, stuff like that. And they'll show us the messages and it's like, you're not doing like half of what Andy advises you to do. You're not following the template, you're doing something else. And also you haven't got the right pictures. Like you've completely ignored his advice when it comes to pictures. So like your ego has clearly gotten in the way and you're like, I know better than the guys who have done this already. It's supremely annoying, especially like as someone who like tries to give a bit of advice on the internet these days. Like every now and again, someone will come up with a unique point. I do allow for that, but the majority of like pushback and criticism is like, I've already thought of this. The guys you are listening to, we have already thought of the objections that you have, and we powered through them because we objected to it like that ourselves back in the day, and we pushed through and realized our objections were bullshit. Don't be so arrogant that you think you're like the genius that's come up with you've spotted the thing that's wrong. It's like most of the time you won't be. You just won't, you're not a genius. The other type of arrogance as well, it's like the opposite of the genius kind of thing, who thinks they know everything. There is the guy who thinks they cannot be helped, which is another form of arrogance. And this is Andy's favorite form of like arrogance, where a guy's like, I'm a special case and this stuff has helped hundreds of guys, but it won't help me. That is supremely arrogant. If anything, that's more arrogant than the guy who has like logical problems with things we advise. The guy who thinks they cannot be helped because they're special. It's so annoying to see. And they're usually really nice and they're meek. They're not like argumentative or combative, but they're the ones that like most disappoint you, because like pretty much everyone can succeed in this stuff. There are obviously caveats, but the majority, like 99% of guys, can follow this stuff and have success. What degree you have that success is obviously different per individual, but you can definitely have some success towards your goals. Okay, I hope that's cleared it up why we say humility and be humble is key to any new guy in self-improvement, joining into self-improvement. I've stumbled over my words quite a bit this video. Damn it. I'll get it in the edit. Or not. Peace out.